right, host homes, you're good to go. Make sure you sign the list if you need it and grab your bag. Thank you, guys. Yeah, guys, if you wouldn't mind kind of coming up closer, spreading yourselves out, please, that'd be awesome. All right. Um, if we haven't said it enough, say it to you guys. We're grateful for the host homes, just as grateful as we are um, for you guys. But like truly, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for taking your time to come and serve our students and to love on our students. Each of our staff would, I think we would almost, we're kind of like that mama bear and that daddy bear. We got the protective instincts, but like we also just have like, we're just, um, sorry, like it just, there's weight in it. We love our students. We do. If we didn't love our students and if we didn't know that we wanted their hearts to be changed by the gospel, we would not do what we do. But because we know that we want to see these kids living for Jesus, that's why we put in the time. That's why we put in the prayers. That's why we do what we do. Okay? So I hope you fall in love with our students just as much as we do. Okay? Many of you know some of our students, many of you don't. Okay? I hope you fall in love with them. I hope that you lead them well. We're praying you lead them well. We're praying you point them towards Jesus and not towards yourself. I know what can happen during these weekends because I was sitting in your chair just a couple of years ago. You can want these students to love you more than they love Jesus. Not intentionally, but you can want to walk into these houses and go, I just want them to love me this weekend. That is not the purpose, okay? We want you to walk into these houses and say, like, I want every single student in here to love Jesus with all their heart and to make him Lord of their lives and to live for his glory. That's what we need you guys to walk into these houses saying this weekend, because it does not matter the next day if they like you, okay? What matters is the trajectory of their eternity. And so that can be changed this weekend. Not because you save them, but because we know the power of the Holy Spirit does a work, all right? And also, I want to say this. We have all been their age at some point. We're all older than them. We've all been their age. You know, middle school is awful, okay? We know it. Like, it's so awkward. It's horrible. And then you get to high school. Yes. And then you get to high school and you think you're all that in a bag of chips, or you're extremely lost and don't know who you are or what to do, okay? So we have, we have extremes. I mean, it goes across the spectrum. You're going to meet the jock that's the quarterback of the football team. You're going to meet the cheerleader. You're going to meet the dance line girl. You're going to meet the short Guatemalan. You're going to meet He really is Guatemalan. You're going to meet, you're just going to meet so many kids with so many different personalities. And like, that's what makes it awesome. Is because all of these kids are different. They all have different hearts. They all have different brains. They all have different loves. They all have different idols in their lives. And so you get the opportunity to speak to each and every single one of them individually. Okay? Like Mark kind of mentioned, we don't want this weekend to just be like, oh, spend weekend, and then you just like leave and like never talk to him again. We want this to be the start of some relationships. And I look at a lot of leaders in this room, and y'all have worked with us before, and like, like, you don't want to leave them. Like, you kind of want to leave them on Sunday because you want some sleep. But then after that, you're like, I want to have a part in their lives. Like I think about all kinds of students. Like, I'm gonna point out Josie Beebe. All right, I'm gonna point you out real quick. Okay, Josie led some of the senior girls last year, and some of them are in here partly because of her leadership in their life. So thank you, Josie. And afterwards, continuing after Spin Weekend, they continued to meet every single week for prayer. Monday after Spin Weekend last year, we had a leader named Sarah Peterson. That next Monday, I went to a lot of our girls' soccer game. Guess who was there with them? Sarah Peterson was. Okay? So you can make a lasting impact. You can pour into these students raise your hand if you're one of our former students. Okay. And I think that if these people in this room would stand up here and they'd have the mic, they'd say that their leaders at Spin Weekend mattered. Okay? They had an impact. They played a role in what the Lord was doing in their lives and what their life just looked like. Okay? They just want somebody to love them. Okay, they really do. And the best way that you can love them is share the best news that they could ever hear to them. Okay? So, we've all experienced it. We've all been in their shoes. We all know what middle schoolers, we all know what high schoolers, we all know what parents, we all know what grandparents are looking for. There's this void in their lives sometimes, and it's because Jesus is missing. So, share that with them. We want you guys this year to have an intentional conversation with every single student in your home. Again, there will be 2 leaders in each home, okay? But we want you to have an intentional conversation with every single student. Now, whether that means you and your partner kind of tag team it and split it up, or if you both have a conversation with every single student, we want you to do that. One of the reasons we want you to do that is just for feedback and follow up with us, okay? On your eval sheet that I pointed out earlier, on the back of it, there's like, I think 12 lines, 12 numbers, something like that, okay? And we ask you to write each student's name and then write an evaluation of them that weekend and where they are spiritually, period, okay? So there's like a great unaffected, and then there's like some, I'm sorry, I'm not looking at it right now. But you can tell us a little bit about it. We read these, we take these, and go, the extra mile with it. Check. You're good. So, sorry, I forgot what I was about to say. No, it's okay. Yeah, follow up. So,
well, hold on. Let me. I was going to add to that about your one-on-ones. It's very, very important. I don't want us to think that we're doing that to kind of keep tabs on our students or anything like that. We realize that many of our students come from many other churches. Some don't go to church at all. But we do this so that Spin Weekend is not just some event. All right, it is maybe. Sorry, that's my baby. It is a stop in their faith journey, and so a lot of students, get reinvigorated at Spin Weekend. But we kind of want to take inventory of what's going on. And you guys, clearly, we can't have those one-on-one conversations with every single person that comes to Spin, and so that's what you're for. And I want you to say, it's very important that you do that. Please carve out the time. You have the time. I know it's going to feel like you don't have the time, but you have the time to do that. It doesn't have to be more than 5 or 10 minutes with each student. And, of course, if you split that up with your co-leader, it can be done. Please just put that at the top of the priority list for the weekend.
Yeah, and one thing I would say is just y'all know how to do this. You minister to people on your college campus. Just be very intentional about your opportunities. So you're going to have a lot of time in the car riding back and forth from here to the house. That person who's in your front seat, like, take that opportunity to love on them right there, to pour into them right there, ask them the hard questions. That's one of the things we love to do. I think more than anything in our position, we ask questions, which can get a little bit annoying, but it works. And so ask them the hard questions. Like, don't be afraid if they're a little timid and don't answer. Just work with them, be gentle with them, but also, like, don't be afraid to go deeper with them than just like, what grade are you in? What do you like to do for fun? Isn't this awesome? Like, just help us go a little bit deeper. Also,
If you were to die today, where would you go?
no. Did we used to have that on a questionnaire?
Hey, don't ask somebody that question
Goodness.
like that.
Yes. I do want to point this out in your conversations with students. This is serious, so listen up for just a second. No, it's okay. It's a horrible time for me to pick to share it. Okay, you are what is called a mandatory reporter, okay? A mandatory reporter is someone who has, hi, Finley. Isn't she the cutest child ever? She is. Yes, and she's the center of attention right now. Okay, you are the mandatory reporter, okay? If any student in your house is doing something or is in a situation that is harmful to them as a person, we need to know about it ASAP. That includes cutting. That includes thoughts of suicide. That includes trying suicide. That includes child abuse. That includes any kind of family abuse. If there's anything that goes to a certain level, and I think we have the Spirit in us, so I think we all kind of get that, like this has got to go somewhere else besides me. We need to know ASAP, okay? We want to protect our kids. We want to protect them from themselves and from other people as much as we can. And so we need you to let us know those things as soon as possible. Don't even wait for your eval. Just tell us, please. In your booklet, we're not going to go through this stuff. You guys can read. You're educated. And so you understand just kind of what's happening. In this booklet, we've just given some supplemental things to just kind of help you lead throughout the weekend. So one of the pages is tips for discussion. One of our biggest things that we say is embrace the awkward. That first night during Bible study, it's gonna be awkward. People, you might have that like one girl or that one guy that like answers every question, but like otherwise, it's probably gonna be pretty awkward, okay? So embrace the silence, embrace the awkward, make somebody, not make them, but just give them the opportunity to say something before you answer the question for them, okay? We don't want you answering the questions. Now, maybe after we have some discussion, maybe you can give your input, give what the Lord's laid on your heart, but give them the opportunity to share. Each of them on the app, okay, will have the Bible study. Now, you can look at it on the app later. It's not up right now, by the way. But you can look at it later. We have taken out a lot of questions out of theirs and taken out all the commentary, okay? We've put all the Bible references in there, but we have not put the commentary that we've given you guys, okay? So that commentary, the answers, we've given answers on some of the questions because you might just be like, I don't really know what to say here. So we've given you answers on some of the questions and just kind of what it says through Scripture. And so we want you guys to lead out on that, and you can look at their Bible study and see how it supplements yours, okay? So that's the Bible study. That's tips for starting a discussion and keep it going. So those are in your book if you would like to look at those. Also, we even put something in there about working with different personalities, okay? It's just kind of fun. It's kind of cute. It's kind of helpful, so please just look at this. It'll help you just in general. Even when you're not working at Spin Weekend, it'll help you in your friendships, and it'll help you in your opportunities you have to minister to people. And also, there's living room games. Not that you have that much time to play them, but there are some fun things to do. Also, the next page is the spin serve options that are in your book. This is just what I told you guys could help supplement you guys. But we will have a display of all of the opportunities that we've called about or have come to us, and we can show those to you guys, and you can help your group pick it. And it's a really fun time. Kids all of a sudden like grasp it, and they're like, oh, like I can serve the people around me. Like there's stuff to do in West Monroe. Like there's people to minister to, and so it's kind of a aha moment for some students, and it's just really cool to see them just go out and do what they do. Don't be alarmed. I know this sounds silly, but like don't be alarmed and don't put on a show if our camera guys come out there, okay? They're simply there to document for our sake, okay? We want to see what goes on. We want to share what goes on, because here's what I know. I laugh about Facebook all the time, but Facebook is a great engine for us to get the message of Christ out there. Like we joke about it a lot, and there's a whole lot of junk going on it. But these pictures are an opportunity to help people around the community see what's happening and see why we're doing it. Okay, there's purpose behind it. Before I go on, any questions? You're probably hungry, because I am too. All right. Another thing is free time options. Again, guys, this packet is strictly to supplement you guys, to make it the easiest possible. That doesn't make sense. To make it as easy as possible for you guys to lead well. Okay, this is just some opportunities for free time. Again, we will contact you guys about the organized free time. Everything you need to know will come through our GroupMe messaging system. Okay, let me tell you this. You can reply to those messages, okay? So like if you have a question, you can reply to them, but I will say this. To get a more immediate response, just text one of us personally, okay? Boys, text Hunter. Girls, you can text me, okay? And you should have our numbers by now. If that's not it's on the packet. Just kidding, you do have our numbers. Okay, so just text us personally for a more immediate response. Do you have anything before I move on? Okay. We understand that y'all also have busy lives just like our students, and so we know of just a couple of situations during this next weekend where some of you will be out for a little bit. Here's what we need you guys to do. In the direct center back of this room, there's a round table. There's a sheet that says Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If at any moment during those days you will not be with us, I need you guys to sign your name and tell us what time you will be gone and what time you will be arriving. Or you can do that. Like if you're going to be gone on Saturday, you have a legitimate excuse to be gone somewhere on Saturday from 2 to 4. Just write that for us, okay? We need to put you guys, actually today, the thing that we're working on, we've already placed host homes with their grades and genders. They just don't know that yet. We didn't tell them that today. But today, we're placing you guys together within the grades and genders that you have preferred, or maybe even just the grade and gender. Well, the gender, we get that, but the grade that we want you guys to be with. Sorry, that was super awkward. Anyways, so yeah. So we're putting you guys with that today. The reason why we need you to sign these lists, one, to know where you're going. Two, we need to pair you up with somebody who's going to be there in the time that you were gone. Does that make sense? So if you're gone on Saturday, we need somebody that's going to be here all day Saturday to make sure they have a leader, okay? So please sign those sheets in the back for us. Remember, please don't just be like, I wanted to have lunch with my friend on Saturday, so I'm going to lunch with my friend. Like, no, okay? Like if you have a legitimate excuse of somewhere where you need to go and somewhere you need to be, we are okay with that. We understand that. But do everything that you can to be here with us all weekend. I understand Thursday's a little bit difficult. Some of you have class on Thursday night. Some of you have tests on Friday morning. And so Thursday might not be the best night for you, and we understand. Just make sure you sign those sheets for us, okay? Prepare well for your Bible study. It's the most important part. Yeah, and come with a heart full of grace and mercy, because we all know we all need it, a lot of it, okay? Questions? Thank y'all. Yes. Yeah, actually, everything that was in the folder, please put it back in the folder, okay? Including your booklet, okay? Including the booklet we handed to you separately. You will get this folder back on Thursday with all your information. So we will get that to you Thursday.
Check. He has a question right here.
Yes. So on Thursday night, you will know who you're working with. I was talking to one of our leaders the other day. So again, let me put it into perspective. Right now we have over 500 kids signed up. This week, probably 200 signups will come in. So we start putting kids in host homes today, but then we'll have to add more host homes and switch around leaders. And so it's a process. And so that's why it doesn't happen until Thursday. And then even after Thursday, I think it was Morgan last year who got switched. But
This is the rule that we all live by at First West. Be flexible. You placed a preference on your application. It's just an application, by the way.
it's a background check.
It's a background check.
Sorry.
But we're going to try to honor that. But if everyone picked the same, age, then that's clearly impossible. So just be flexible with us. You've committed to lead for Spin Weekend. You haven't committed to lead 7th grade boys, okay? So just know that. And I understand it's kind of maybe a little like you're on the edge of your seat. You want to know. But if that's a problem with you guys, come talk to us. We appreciate y'all, and we want y'all to come in ready to join arms with us as we lead students. Doesn't matter what age they are. Right, Haley?
Yes.
Because if we have 300 6th grade boys show up, y'all gonna be leading some 6th grade boys. All right?
Yeah, like this is kind of funny.
Girls might be leading
This
some
is
6th grade
kind of
boys.
funny, but no, like there was only out of all of our like 52 families, only 2 chose to be our preferred middle school boys.
Yeah.
Like 2, and I'm like, people, I
We have
need
a
like
lot of-
6 middle school boys'
We have
houses.
a lot of middle school boys.
Yes.
So,
More questions, and then we'll get out of here so we can eat because nobody ate.
hey, thank y'all
Yeah.
for being here, taking the time today. Y'all are dismissed. Unless you have something else to say.